It's not about winning that first medal. It's about, can I improve the next mark? Can I go to the next step? What can I do? And that's a good piece of advice for life. You know, what's the next step? How do I get to move forward? What can I do to get there? You learn how to depend on somebody to do something for you positive. You're part of a family, you're going to stand with that family. You know, the funny thing about fencing, I never thought that I would be sitting here as a coach. I was a journey person. I just came in, I had broken ribs, I just was doing rehab. And in the process, I have trained with wheelchair fencers. You know, Maestro Sawicki, I watched him build that program, and then I watched him have it named for him. You know, I still have friends from the wheelchair community. When I won my first title, looked out. I was scared to death. It was 9-8, my lead. I didn't know what I was doing. But to see all my wheelchair buddies and people I've known and had met through the Olympics, it was amazing for them to say, hey, get it together, you can win this. I have students who look at that on YouTube and go, were you scared? And I go, yeah, I was, but I looked down and I see all these people. I wasn't scared anymore. I knew I could do it. There have been times when I won my second title, 2 coaches, Maestro wasn't there, and 2 other coaches were there. One of them was African American. And they told jokes the whole time doing the tournament just to keep me, you know, not freaking out. So, you know, I learned how to not take things too serious, and I learned how to work, you know, and keep my mind positive and stay focused on the task at hand. It is a community. You know, we know people throughout the world. You know, we communicate with people throughout the region. If I'm on a strip and I'm having a bad day and nobody from LFC is around, I have had coaches saddle up and yell at me and go, hey, that's not what Maestro taught you. Calm down, think about it, move ahead. You know, these are some of the things. We help each other, we work with each other, and that's what you with community. I mean, you know, when I go out in the community, people don't see me as, you know, Don Wilson, the commissioner, or Elder Wilson. They see me as, hey, you're the fencing coach. You know, my kid wants to take this. They want to learn from you. And that brings a smile to my face. A parent tapped me on the shoulder and said, I just want to thank you for being a part of my kid's life. They took that course from you. And we would like to get back into it. Told them how to do it. And the kid said, I can't wait to come down.
My name is Dwayne Kent. I am the president of the Louisville Fencing Center. I'm also a veteran fencer here and the father of a fencer at the Fencing Center. You know, first of all, Don mentioned earlier about the fencing community. The fencing community isn't just right here at the Fencing Center. You go to a competition, one of the first things you realize is that everyone is so friendly. Everyone will reach out to you, and if you lose against another fencer, they'll come over and they'll talk with you and say, hey, you did great. Let me tell you something that you can do better, especially with some of the younger fencers. It can be intimidating for a young fencer to fence against someone who's 20, 30 years older than them. For an older fencer to walk over and say, hey, you did a great job. Here's what you can do to beat me next time. You know, it really helps a young fencer feel more comfortable in that environment. And so that's one of the things that you learn is how to be much more comfortable out there, fencing and failing and succeeding. And for me, you know, understanding that failure's not final, and teaching my kids failure's not final, and learning from their mistakes, growing every single time they make a mistake, and becoming better every single day. In this community, we know that this is one of the lower income communities in Louisville. We want to open the doors. We want to make sure that we make this accessible to as many people as possible. We've started a number of different projects here over the past year to try to encourage more kids who live right here within walking distance of the Fencing Center to come on in. We'll figure out a way to make this work financially. We want to make it available, whether kids live in Smoketown, whether they live in Middletown, or whether they live right down the street. We want to open it up. We've opened up after-school programs where we go out and we actually teach at various schools. We'll find ways to make the equipment available to kids. We just want the kids to be able to come out, have fun, and find something that's their own.
We can teach you the skills. We can find a way to make this affordable for you. But the main thing I want from that student is the effort. I want you to try. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a world champion. I want you to try. And when you try, then you can try other things. You get stumped on a math question or something like that. You are going to say, wait a minute, I've had tougher days than this. I can do something. Let me think and work through it. And even if it falls apart, you know how to recover. What I would tell anybody who wants to try fencing, it's an opportunity to try something new that will challenge you and make you think and make you, realize that there's more to sports than just running up and down a field or, sitting on a bench or something like this. You control your destiny, and it is your chance to show yourself and your friends and your family that you can do something other than sitting around playing a video game.